ALOMOMOLA. ALOMOMOLA. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. So I never imagined in a million years I would be making a video on, I'm going to call it the fishy, okay? This is called the fishy. This is ALOMOMOLA. Okay, I'm just not gonna... Why is it so hard to say her name? Alomomola is actually the thickest thing in, like, the Love Cup. It's insanely thick, insanely powerful. It is basically, essentially, a Chansey or Blissey with actual, like, attack prowess. That's what makes it so good. As you see here, it's eligible for the Love Cup because it's a pink fish. Now, Fishy is a pure water type. As you see here, Fishy is incredibly thick. Thicker than most things. It is a floating hard fish that is super thick, super tanky, and is very powerful for the Love Cup. It's actually like top 3 in the actual cup. As you see here, it has a it's ridiculously thick, extremely thick. Its stamina is off the charts. Because of that, it's really hard to kill Alomomola, or the fishy. Wow, I actually got its name right the second time. So okay, never mind. I'm just gonna call it the fishy. Okay, so the fishy, as you see here, is as a pure water type, it is weak to electric and grass. There's not a lot of electric or grass types in this cup, so it makes it really interesting. It's also resistant to fire, ice, steel, and water. So it resists its own typing, its own waterfalls. Also, it does resist Slowbro, like Slowbro's Ice Beams, etc. But Slowbro's a psychic type, so you're gonna get confusion a lot. But as you see here, you resist the fire types, Talonflame, Charizard, etc. And it's only weak to, like I said, electric and grass, which there are some, but, like, there aren't really a lot. For example, like Electrode, and your best bet's probably Shadow Vileplume. Now, as I mentioned, Fishy is incredibly thick, with the utility of, it has attack utility. As you see, it has Waterfall, Hydro Pump, Psychic, and Blizzard. And Hidden Powder. Well, Power, not Powder. But as you see here, it does have attack utility, so it's really, really good for the Love Cup because it's insanely thick. It has Chip Damage, Waterfall, it has Hydro Pump and Psychic, 2 very good moves that actually cover the meta very well. Alright, as you see here is the Love Cup rankings, and Alomomola, or Fishy, I'm actually getting better at saying its per name, is number 2 overall. As you see here, it is incredibly powerful, being able to take out the Charmers, Charizard of course, and even the Steel Bug types. Now, you do lose against things like Medicham and Scrafty, so it is prone to being out-punched down, or against its weaknesses, like Electrode or Vileplume. And also Lickitung, because Lickitung has Power Whip. As you see here, it's incredibly powerful as a lead, closer, or switch. It's actually good at all 3, most powerful as the closer, because when you don't have shields, Alolmomola can shoot down a lot of things. As you see here, in the lead, Fishy, I'm just going to call it Fishy. As you see, Fishy ranks at number 7, being able to take out the Charmers, Charizard, and Scizor. The closer, Alomomola, is actually at number 2, so only second to Lickitung. As you see here, you're able to start taking out some of the fighters, but your main ability is to take out Charizard and some of the Charmers. As you see here, you can lose to Wigglytuff at full HP. However, if you have chip damage on Wigglytuff, it's not a bad rating, and even against Electrode. As you see here, 518 and 519, those aren't bad ratings. If you have a little bit of chip damage, you can flip the matchup. I wouldn't use Alomomola as a switch. I would switch it into a positive matchup, as you see here. If you get a positive matchup, switch into it. But because Alomomola is best used in closer, it's best if you keep it in the back, break the shields with the other 2, and then leave it to go to town, as I mentioned, in the closer. Alright, here's Peepoke.com rankings. Well, not rankings, the Matrix. The Matrix is my favorite part because to see what we kill when we leave. Well, what beats us? As you see here, if you'd like to donate to Peepoke.com, please consider doing so. So I have Alolmomola right here to the left, and then I have the Love Cup meta to the right. Now, I'm not going to deviate from the moveset. You don't want to use Blizzard, Hydro Pump, or any other combination. This one will do. As you see, you don't have a lot of choices. There's not a lot of things you're going to hit with Blizzard. Okay, so Psychic usually will do enough damage. Blizzard just takes so long to get to with Waterfall. So having Psychic is your best bet, because if for some odd reason you need to bait, then you need to bait. But Blizzard does cover your grass weaknesses, so what we'll do is this. We'll run double nukes, and we'll run Hydro Pump. Yeah, one Hydro Pump because of stat. But I'm going to do all of them just in case. So we'll do Blizzard Psychic. And then we'll do Blizzard Hydro Pump. It doesn't hurt to take a look at it. I don't recommend you deviate off the moveset because this is like you really, you really want Psychic Hydro Pump. Because like I said, you get Stab and Psychic will cover those poison types. As you see, I got 2 shield, hit battle. And as you see here, the 2 shield is kind of, I wouldn't put Alolmomola in the lead. As strong, ALOMOMOla. I wouldn't push, okay, Fishy. Say Fishy. Say Fishy, King of Charmander. Say Fishy. So Fishy isn't really great in the 2 shield. Like I said, it's the #1 closer. It is great. It still beats a lot of leads. However, as you see here, it's not very comfortable. Especially if you do match up against something like an Electrode, a Scrafty, or like Charmers. So in the 2, you can beat Charmers, but not in the 2 shield. So it's a very iffy matchup. So as you see, don't use it in the 2s, have it in the back, or if you're gonna throw it into something, as you see, you have strong reads against Charizard, Crustle. If you have one of these 3 mons, or if you see a fire typing, then you could throw it in there as like a switch, but I wouldn't use it in the lead. In the 1 shield, things get a little more interesting. So in the 1 shield, as you see, you pick up Clefable and Wigglytuff. So in the 1 shield, you can beat the Charmers. So compared to the 2 shield, the 1 shield, you can beat the Charmers, and you literally Psychic them down. Well, I believe you Psychic and Hydro Pump. Actually, you just go straight Psychic. The window closed, but like as you see here, you hit the Psychic and you just double Psychic. Even if you don't debuff here, you'll still be able to finish them off. So as you see here, don't apply debuff. You don't debuff, you'll still win just going straight Psychic. So that's your play against. That's why you need Psychic. As you see, if you have double nukes, you actually won't be able to defeat the Charmers just because it takes so long to get to your charge moves. As you see here, double Psychic is the play. So you want a Alolmomola in the 1 shield. The Alolmomola in the 1 shield is much better than the 2 shield. However, in the closer is actually Alolmomola's strongest position. So the Fishy's strongest position. As you see here, in the closer, you actually pick up a lot of things. So as you see here in the closer, you're able to beat all the you're able to beat Clefable convincingly. Wigglytuff's a little of a problem. You can beat it, but you need chip damage. So as you see here, a 481 rating, you need to have chip damage to take out Wigglytuff in the 0s. You're also able to take out Shadow Vileplume. That's a good thing. Shadow Razor Leaf, you could take it out in the closer because you're able to Psychic it down. Psychic will take out Vileplume. As you see here, if you have Blizzard, you never will get to the Psychic. You'll never get to a Blizzard. That's why you die really fast, because you'll never get to a Blizzard because Blizzard takes too much energy. And Waterfall kind of charges slowly. As you see here, you're able to beat Medicham. You're also able to beat Crustle, Clefable, Charizard. Now, the reason why you're losing so hard against Churum, etc., is because you are weak to Glass and against Electric types. You're also really weak to Lickitung unless you have Shield advantage, because Lickitung has Power Whip, and it's just obscenely thick as an XL. So, as you see here, still strong, just not very strong against, like, basically, like, whatever resists Waterfall, or whatever it's weak against. Now, the 1 shields, if you give Alolmomola 1 shield, as you see here, you beat most of the meta except for Slowbro and Churum Sunny. So, Sunny Churum, as you see here, has to land the Solar Beam. So, this is a bait-dependent matchup. As you see here, Churum has to hit the Solar Beam on you. If you call the Solar Beam, you win the matchup. As you see here, shield, Alolmomola wins as long as you shield Solar Beam. So, you can take Weather Ball Fire, but you can't take Solar Beam. So you technically will be able to beat Churum as long as you don't get beamed. I think it's not the same thing with Slowbro. Slowbro, unfortunately, it does resist your waterfalls, so in the long run, Slowbro will take you out. In the 2 to 0s, the best scenario, case scenario is you get the 1 to 0s or 2 to 0s, as you see here. 1 to 1s and 2 to 2s are very even. Shield scenarios are a little iffy, but like I said, best used in the closer. Alolmomola's strongest position is in the closer. In the 2 to 0s, here's what you get. You basically beat the entire meta. Well, except for Sunny Churum if it beams you. So, in the 2 to 0s, as long as it doesn't beam you, you can beat Sunny Churum. As you see here, Blizzard doesn't let you get to it, so Psychic is so valuable. If you don't have Psychic, you don't have Psychic isn't technically a low-cost move, but you know what? It's the lowest costing move for Alolmomola. Alright, now what happens in the 2 to 1? So the 2 to 1s, as you see here, you just drop Electrode and Churum Sunny. However, you do very, very well against the rest of the meta. I mean, not meta. It's like I'm having problems with the fishy. Alomomola does really well with shield advantage. Again, your best position is arguably the closer, or if you have shield advantage like this, or to bring it to the ones, because in the 2 shield, it's not that great. However, you'll be surprised once you review in the technical summary the multi-battle, just like how it does overall in the 2s. Again, best used in the closer, best with shield advantage. However, as you see, Alolmomola has very strong stats, and with shield advantage, it's able to do very, very well. Alright, so if I have to give if I have to give the fishy a rating, it probably would be very likely... I would actually give it a 9 out of 10. If you look at this, okay, so here's Alolmomola. Here's the Love Cup. Put the 2 shield. Here's where it stands. As you see here, it does greatest number of all time. So Alolmomola is pretty strong in 2 shield as long as you don't encounter any of its weaknesses. For example, grass types, other opposing water types, and basically things that have grass type, like Lickitung XL, Medicham XL, etc., and Electrode. So it does well in the 2 shield if you get it against a positive matchup. As you run down shield, it actually does better, as it takes out a lot more things. As you see, as it goes down in shield advantage, it doesn't really lose a lot of effectiveness. Best positions in the zeros. As you see here in the zeros, it's its best position. 71 wins. So you're able to take out a ton of things as long as you're in the closer. This makes Alolmomola very, very situational. However, because it's so bulky, there's a lot of play. It'll do a lot of damage over time. And like I said, it's incredibly bulky, so you'll be able to survive a lot of things. Even if you do have to give up Alolmomola, it's not going to go down without taking a chunk of your opponent's damage, etc. Again, best used in the closer. It's actually one of the best closers in the game. Being able to take out over 79% of the meta. It even has contingency plans against Shadow Razor Leaf, which is Vileplume itself. A Psychic will take out a Shadow Razor Leafer. And Hydro Pump does heavy damage. Give it shields, it's also incredibly powerful. Because of this combination of bulk and just insane ability to take a ton of damage, it's the thickest thing. If you are able to avoid grass and electric types and some other matchups, it's able to do very, very well. And like I said, even if you do encounter like a negative matchup like Medicham per se, for example, let's go to Medicham XL. So Medicham XL is when you're losing matchups. You actually beat it in the zeros. So if you go Medicham XL in the 2 shield, as you see here, here's what happens. As you see here, you can farm down. It literally has to go straight pup, and you can farm down Medicham. So it's not going to go down without a fight, as you see here. And you can actually flip Medicham XL in the zeros, and if you have shield advantage. Because it's so thick, Medicham, through 4 power-up punches, still can't take out the fishy. That's how thick the fishy is. So, and you can kind of use Alolmomola if you get into like a matchup to run the clock if you need to be. So there's a lot of plays you can make because it's so thick. As it's one of the bulkiest mons in the game, besides in the Love Cup, besides Chansey, I have to give it a high rating. Again, the only detriment, it is very weak to electric and grass types. If you're unable to avoid it, it's a very bad matchup against Alolmomola. However, and it's also kind of hard to obtain. If you didn't do some of the events where this fish was actually out, you're not going to find it anytime soon because you actually have to wait for another event or like a Valentine's event or something like that. I can probably imagine they'll do some sort of cup or do some sort of event that will allow you to catch one of these things. So that I would definitely go chase down one of these fishies and get one prepared so you can use them for the Love Cup or for PvP in the future. Hope you all enjoyed the fishy analysis. I know I kind of butchered its name like 15 times, but it's really, really good. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.